إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها وقال الإنسان ما لها يومئذ تحدث أخبارها لأن ربك أوحى لها يومئذ يصدر الناس أشتاتا ليروا أعمالهم فمن يعمل مثقال ذرة خيرا يره ومن يعمل مثقال ذرة شرا يره. سورة تهز القلب هزا عنيفا، وهذه الهزة يشترك فيها الموضوع والمشهد والإيقاع اللفظي وصيحة قوية مزلزلة والحساب والوزن والجزاء، وهذا كله يتمثل تمثيلا قويا في هذه السورة. سورة الزلزلة is a chapter, a surah that shakes the heart violently. It touches the heart of the believer. If you know what it means, it will shake you. It will shake you violently. The subject shakes you. The scene shakes you. The wording shakes you. The shriek shakes you. The accountability shakes you. The scale shakes you. All of these are present in this surah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala portrayed all of this, and at the end gives you a verse that if you reflect on it, you cannot rest, which is فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. If you reflect on how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accounts and how precise the scale is and how tiny the deed can be, negligible. To us, it's not even weight. You don't consider it weight. It's weightless. Who can weigh a proton or an atom or an electron or a tiny ant? Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, if you have that, He will account you for it. If it's good, He rewards you for it, and if it's bad, He accounts you for it. And the scale that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses, so sensitive to even that, it will make a difference. One of that size, dharra, can end you up in heaven or in hell if your deeds are equal, the good deed and the bad deeds. I've always heard this saying. The scholars say, العلماء يقولون المعاصي بريد الكفر. Scholars always refer to sins are the mailbox for disbelief or for kufur. I've always thought about it differently. I've always thought about it that sins are the mailbox for hell, because sins are bad deeds and bad deeds lead you to hell. But when I was looking into the wording and seeing how the scholars referred to it and explained it in different ways, It's different. And look how it is. And how much we can relate that to our daily life. Because if we say an ayah or a hadith and we cannot really relate to it in our daily life, it's I won't say useless, but it's impractical. The purpose of the Quran is to apply it. That's why when Aisha radiallahu anha was asked about the manners of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what did she say? She didn't say he was all honest and he was truthful and he was generous and he was. She said, كان صلى الله عليه وسلم قرآنا يدب على الأرض. He was Quran walking on earth. قرآنا يدب على الأرض ماذا يعني؟ يعني كان يتمثل بأوامر القرآن عمليا. فعندما تنظر إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كأنه قرآن يمشي. لماذا؟ لأنه كان يتجاوب مع هذا القرآن في الحياة العملية. الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم, he was a practical Quran walking on earth, meaning everything Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us with, he used to fulfill it and apply it where people can see. And that's the whole goal. So listen what the ulama said. إن المعاصي بريد الكفر. Certainly, sins are the mailbox for disbelief. Look how they explained it. يعني إذا هانت المعاصي في نفسك هانت الصغيرة ثم هانت الكبيرة ثم هان الكفر في نفسك فكفرت والعياذ بالله. فالخطورة ليست في فعل الذنب بل بالاستهانة في الذنب وتحقيره. هذه لو تفكروا فيها شوية تقريبا غالب المسلمين يستخدموا هذا الكلام. شو أنا أعمل؟ أقولها كلمة. شو أنا قتلت؟ ما هي سيجارة. يعني هلا عشان كلمة بدي أروح على جهنم؟ ما هي مرة في السنة. And such. So, scholars said sins are the mailbox for disbelief, which means if the sin becomes trivial, no big deal to you, it's just a small sin. Yani what if you just glance at a woman, just for one look or two looks or three looks? What's happened? Yani look at how I know they don't mean it, but look how they belittle the sin. Yesterday, some people were watching a game. And of course, you know, during commercials and all of that, some scenes not appropriate. So I said, Ya akhi, lower your gaze, at least turn your head or something. And he said, Sheikh, we are commanded to enjoy the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's exactly what we're talking here. Belittling the sin and think of it as something funny, and then the big sin becomes the same way, because when you start belittling, you're not even going to realize the little one pulls the other one, small sin pulls another small sin, another small sin. How did you start smoking, Habibi? You started with one cigarette. And some people told me, somebody offered me, or actually an advertisement, they were making advertisements, so they gave him a pack. So he puts it, yani haram to waste it. Look how shaitan comes to you. What, do you want to put it in the trash? Leave it. So every day he looks at it, every day he looks at it, shaitan says, try it. It's only one pack, I mean, what are you going to do? He tried it, then he bought another one. Then he started making conditions on himself, like You know, I don't want, he says, like, I don't enjoy smoking. I like it after food. So I smoke a cigarette after meals only. And after that, 1 pack a day, 2 pack a day, 3 pack a day. And he's got a serious addiction to smoking. And that's the way it is. I shake a hand with a woman. What's the big deal? You know, you want to make them like Islam. You don't want to embarrass anyone. What do you expect me to look, Sheikh? I take a look, another look, invite her to Islam, invite him to Islam, and next thing you have a relationship. This is exactly how things happen. You have evil self, and you have shaitan, and they cooperate. And then the beauty of this dunya. So when you look at sins this way, you're going to make the small go to be big, and then after that, kufur. Yani look at our reactions to kufur nowadays. Just look at yourself, how you react to shirk when you hear it or you see it. How do you react? Not much. It's like you're getting used to it. It's like, it's their problem. You know, that's if you're good. It's their problem. So if someone cussed your mother, you say, oh, it's his problem. So, you do that? Yes, no? No. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's okay. You love him, right? How much you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Oh, I love him a lot. More than your mom? Yeah. More than your dad? Yeah. Your son? Yeah. But when it comes to defense, zero. If you really want to do something, you would say, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. That was excellent. So, فَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَنْ يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. If the sin doesn't make you want to throw up, small or big, then you need to check your faith. You need to rejuvenate your faith. You need to check that claim that you have, you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال يا أيها الذين آمنوا دخلوا في السلم كافة. Enter the teachings of Islam as a whole. It's not like this is small and this is big and this is little and this is not. Yes, we know that if you have a choice to do this and this, of course you do the big one. But you're not in that predicament all the time. So look at sins as sins and put this ayah before your eyes. وَنَضَعُ الْمَوَازِينَ الْقِسْطَ لِيَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ فَلَا تُظْلَمُ نَفْسٌ شَيْئًا وَإِنْ كَانَ مِثْقَالَ حَبَّةٍ مِّنْ خَرْدَلٍ أَتَيْنَا بِهَا وَكَفَى بِنَا حَاسِبِينَ. يا له من حساب ويا لها من دقة في هذا الحساب. فنسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يثبتنا وأن ينجينا من المعاصي صغارها وكبارها. ونسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. أولئك الذين هداهم الله وأولئك هم أولو الألباب. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from all sins, small and big. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to affirm our heart to always be connected with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. If you have a question, we take some. تفضل.
What's the proper way to respond to somebody who says something shit? Besides, mentioning Islam.
Obviously, the brother is asking the proper way of responding to someone saying something offensive or sinful about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or sins in general. You have steps that the Prophet ﷺ told us. من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده. You see evil, change it by hand. This means if you have power, if you are the dad, if you are the imam, if you are the person in charge, you can change it by hand, meaning by force, then do it. فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه. If that is something out of your hand, then at least a good word, advise the person, ittaqillah, this is not right, this is prohibited. But of course, all gently, nicely. If you can't, فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه. In your heart, you hate it as much as you hate to become kafir. So it's not like you just walk away. It's like you feel so bad that you couldn't do anything about it. And someone is doing something so bad against someone you love, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just, I'm not going to say just as bad as if the person's saying against your parents, but just to get it closer. Just picture someone cusses your mom or dad before yourself, and you couldn't do anything about it, and you walk away. How do you feel? You probably cannot sleep thinking about why he did that, and you couldn't do anything to stop him. So this is the criteria, is change it by hand or by tongue, or hate it by your heart. So most of the things that we see, if it's none of our business, you just hate it. You just wish that you can do anything about it. But at the same time, a lot of things we see, we don't do anything about it. We sit together, you see people backbiting, cussing, cursing, looking at haram, dealing with haram, and we don't say anything. In fact, we may laugh. Or even say, it's their problem. It's like, what is your job? What is كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر. You are the best of all nations because you enjoin good and forbid evil. That means you're the worst if you don't do that. Allah. Question? جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.